Glad to have you here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, good evening, good evening, good evening. So glad to have us here. Hi, good evening. So glad to be here. So glad to be here. It's 9 o'clock. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, just let me know in the comment section that you can hear me. We have like 10-15 minutes to wait for everyone in the community to come up online. So if you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me in the comment section. All right. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me in the comment section. Okay. If you can hear me, let me know you can hear me in the comment section. If you can hear me, just let me know you can hear me in the comment section. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section that you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me in the comment section. All right. We're just going to spend 10-15 minutes waiting for everyone to come up online so we can kickstart tonight. If you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me. If you can hear me, just let me know you can hear me. We'll be starting in the next 15 minutes, waiting for everyone to come up online. Yeah, Jesse said he can hear me. All right, that's a good one. Jesse said he can hear me. Jesse, happy to have you. Anya Som. Som, happy to have you here tonight. So glad to have you here tonight. All right. Super excited to have you here tonight. Som, amazing guy, amazing guy. So glad to have you here tonight. Okay. So we'll be starting immediately, all right? Probably maybe 1 or 2 minutes more just to to give us others an opportunity to join us in the early start before we give it a big run tonight. All right? Believe me, these are Gigel Oko. We can hear you loud and clear, sir. Gigel, happy to have you here tonight, Gigel. So happy to have you here tonight. I'm super excited to have all of us here tonight. All right, Gigel, hope your day was amazing. One of the things I'm so happy about is that for each night we spend learning is an investment into our future. and none of us will certainly regret it. Okay, the truth about life is that there are only two parts in life: the part of pain with the reward at the end, and the part of ease with pain at the end. There are only two parts in life: the part of pain with reward at the end, with ease at the end, or the part of ease with pain at the end. So every time you come up tonight to learn, to write, to fill your mind with things that you need for the future. It may not be convenient for you. You might have to borrow data from MTN to be online. You might have to shut down your favorite TV program to be online. But the truth is, we don't have all the time to be young. All right? We don't have all the time to be young. So these are the days where you have to get and gather enough knowledge for the days ahead. And one thing I'm so much happy and grateful to God about is that with time, what we are learning will show. Believe me, with time, what we are learning will show. With time, what we are learning will show. All right? So I'm super excited to have each and every one of us here. If you're online, if you're on Percy the Pet, wow, Percy the Pet, happy to have you here. One of the amazing voices we have when it comes to spoken word. All right, as far as Ore is concerned, you can't mention the top three without mentioning Percy. Percy, so glad to have you here tonight. Amazing lady. All right, amazing lady. So glad to have you here tonight. So if you're here last week was a bomb. Like last week was amazing. I got a whole lot of reviews in my inbox last week from people that we are here last week. So if you're here last week, just indicate. Let me know that you were here last week. If you were here last week, just let me know. Just write in the comment section. I was on board last week, or I was present last week. If you were here, just let me know in the comment section that you were online last week. Last week we spoke about um, navigating your finance in your 20s, and it was amazing. We spoke about the law of vision. We spoke about the difference between passion and skill, and I was so happy to know that the area where I spoke about passion and skill was something a whole lot of people were struggling with it. I got so many comments in my inbox telling me how blessed they were for that particular part of the training, differentiating between passion and skill. And it was so important that we actually laid that foundation as we journey through life. Chisom is saying I was present last week. So happy to have you again this week, Chisom. So last week we differentiated between passion and skill. And if you were here last week, you remember that I said your passion is not what you need to chase in your 20s. The first thing in your 20s is to get a skill. All right? Yeah, get a skill. That's the first thing to do in your 20s, because if your passion is music, you need to eat before you have a hit song. All right? If your passion is football, before Manchester and Man City will sign you, you need to eat. So getting a job or having a skill is so important. It's the first thing you do before chasing your passion. Your passion is secondary when you're in your 20s. The basic thing for you is having a skill that you can monetize. All right? And then if your passion is something you can start monetizing immediately, early enough in your 20s, that's the perfect combo. But for some persons who have to persist on their passion before it can become a monetizable skill, or before their passion can start paying off, it was important you understand that getting a monetizable skill was basic for you if you must fulfill or if you must achieve your passion, because not every passion pays off in the beginning. Okay, so this is why you have a lot of people who want to be musicians but they are currently broke. They want to be the next Mercy Chinwo or the next Frank Edward, and every day all they do is go to church for rehearsal, come back, go to studio, come back. Most of them are broke. So there's nothing wrong with their passion, but the problem is no one is telling them the truth about passion. You don't chase your passion in the beginning. what you get is a monetizable skill. All right. So I'm happy we laid that foundation last week, and I'm so glad that a whole lot of persons that were online last week, that particular session of the training blessed them. We also spoke about the law of setting goals, the law of vision, 5-year goal, 2-year goal, 1-year goal, how to set goals that are gradual. All right. If you are broke, you have no business setting a goal of making 10 million in the next 30 days. That's not attainable. All right. We spoke about gradual goal setting. If you are broke right now with no money, the first thing is to set a goal to make at least 200k within the next 30 days or within the next 2 months. If you can hit 200k within the next 2 months or 1 month, you can now set a goal of making, let's say, 1 million or 500 within the next 3 months or within the next 2 months. With that, your brain can relate that you're making progress. Okay. But when you are broke, no money, and then you now probably listen to a motivational speaker, and the next thing you're doing is you are setting a goal, I want to make 10 million between now and the next 2 weeks and the next 1 month. It's not attainable. There is something about the brain. That's what we call the law of connectivity. That is something your brain should be able to connect with. Okay. That's something your brain should be able to connect with. If you have made 200k and you're setting a goal of making 500, your brain can easily connect that you want to make 500 because you have already made 200k. Do you get me? But if you have not made 200k before and you're setting a goal of making 20 million in the next 30 days, your brain will totally shut down. Your neural pathways will not accept it because there is nothing within your brain, within your neural pathways. There is nothing within your neural pathways, okay, that could support that goal. You have not attained it before. You have not achieved it before. Your brain cannot really relate with it. So these are things we're able to, decode last week when we spoke about navigating your finance in your 20s. So tonight we're talking about roadmap to your first million. All right, having a roadmap to your first million. All right. If you can hear me, let me know you can hear me clearly. If you can hear me, write it in the comment section that you can hear me clearly. All right. I want to say it in the comment section that you can hear me clearly. All right. If you can hear me clearly, let me just see it in the comment section that you can hear me. Once I get one response, we hit it up for tonight. Okay. Once I get one response, if you can hear me, just drop it in the comment section that you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know you can hear me in the comment section. One response and we are good to go. If you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. Oh, okay. Gigel Loco, thank you so much. So we fly on tonight, all right? So tonight we're talking about roadmap to your first million. Roadmap to your first million. Why am I interested in your first million? It's very important to understand that when it comes to finance, the first is always the most difficult. All right? The first is always the most difficult. Okay? So your first million will always be the hardest. Your first 10 million will always be the hardest. Your first 100 million will always be the hardest. Your first 1 billion will always be the hardest. All right? Once you make each of these like first 0 figures, then the rest won't be an issue. Okay? So your first million will always be the hardest. I made my first million at the age of 25. Okay? I think at the age of 25, that's when I made my first million. All right? I made my first million from a single transaction at the age of 25. But when it comes to savings, I was able to save my first million at the age of 24. Okay? So there are 2 ways to make your first million, either from a single business or from savings. You can save 1 million, or you can make 1 million from a single transaction. Okay? So your first million will always be the hardest because It will be the first thing your brain will capture. It will demand a whole lot of mental work for you to make your first million. Okay? It will demand a whole lot of mental work, a whole lot of visualization, a whole lot of, you know, affirmation skills for you to make your first million. But once you make your first million, the rest will not be difficult. Okay? Once you make your first million, the rest will not be difficult. So, last week we spoke about having a skill, all right? Decoding the best skill to have, differentiating between your passion and your skill. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how to monetize that skill and set a system that will help you make your first million from that skill. All right? Let me make this clear. It's one thing to have a skill, it's another thing to know how to monetize that skill. All right? There's a difference between a fisherman. There's a difference between a fisherman and a businessman in fish business. They are two different persons. There is fishing as a skill, and there is fishing as a business. There is tailoring as a skill, and there is tailoring as a business. So, most people have skills, a whole lot of young people have skills, but they don't know how to monetize the skill. So, this thing I'm explaining to you now is the reason why you have two people who are graphic designers. One makes 200k per month designing flyers. Another makes less than 30k per month designing the same flyer. They are using the same software, they are using the same designing platform, no difference. The only difference is in what they know. One only knows graphics as a skill, the other understands the business of graphics. They are two different things. So, we've spoken about skill. Most of us here have different skills. Some of you may be painters, some of you may be into tailoring, graphic designer, you might have ushering, you might have an ushering agency, you might be into painting, you might be into video editing, you might be into copywriting, web design. All of these are skills. All right? All of these are skills. But the question is, do you know how to monetize this skill? All right? Do you know how to monetize this skill? How have you ever asked yourself, how can you make your first million painting? How can you make your first million tailoring? How can you make your first million doing graphics design? How can you make 1 million naira from this 5k graphics design that you do? So tonight, that's what we're going to be focusing on, how to make your first million from the skill you already have. All right? From the skill you already have. Okay? How to make your first million from the skill you already have. So, it's important we lay this foundation, all right? I have said it. You can have a fisherman and you can have a businessman in fish business. All right? So, it's possible that the owner of sardine, we all eat sardine, the owner of Titus sardine makes more money than the fisherman that caught that fish. Yes. So that's the difference between the owners of Titus sardine and the fishermen that actually catch those fishes for them is that the owners of Titus sardine, they understand the business of fishing, while the fishermen that actually, that catch those fishes for them only understand fishing as a skill. All right? So the first thing to know in monetizing your skill, the first thing to know in making your first million using the skill you already have, the first thing to know is this: you must understand and settle this in your mind that there is no scarcity of money. Please, if you're listening to me, listen carefully. What I'm saying now is very important. Understand that there is no scarcity of money. There is nothing like scarcity of money. Wherever there are humans, there is money there. Wherever there are humans, there is money there. So the idea of there is no money in Nigeria is a big lie. If there are human beings in any location where you are, just know that there is money to be made in that location. If you remove every human being in the city of Owerri, companies like MTN, Globalcom, Coca-Cola, all of them will move their company away from Imo State. If you move everybody in Imo State to Abia, and the whole of Imo State is like just empty, no humans in it, you won't see Glo, you won't see MTN, you won't see Coca-Cola, you won't see any of them here. The reason why these companies are present in Owerri is because human beings exist in Owerri. And MTN know, as far as human beings exist in a place, there is money there. So as a tailor, as a painter, as a graphics designer, don't let anybody tell you, or don't let anybody deceive you by telling you there is no money. During lockdown, when everybody was indoors, I made over 3 million naira from real estate sales during lockdown. Everybody was indoors, no business, and the rest of it. I made not less than 3 million naira during lockdown. So the idea of money, like there's no money in a place, it doesn't exist. So if you are not making money as a tailor, if you are not making money as a painter, if you are not making money as a graphics designer, the problem is not people, the problem is you. That is something you don't know. That is something you don't know. The problem is not the skill you have, the problem is you. There is something about that skill that you don't know. That's the honest truth. There is something about that skill that you're yet to know. Alright? So settle it in your mind that there is plenty money everywhere. The problem we have is people have not learned how to collect their share. Remember last week I told us, I said it is not your responsibility to make money. It is the responsibility of the CBN to make money. Your responsibility, it is your own responsibility to collect that money from people. Alright? So CBN duty is printing money for us. They make money, they produce the money we use. It is your duty as a businessman to collect that money legally from others. This is one thing the rich have come to know. Alright? The rich have systems that collect money from people. So if you collect all the money in Imo State and share it to everybody equally, after 1 month, the rich will get richer and the poor will remain poor. Why? The rich have systems that collect money from others. So let's say money is shared to everybody in Imo State and all of us have 1 million naira each. Before the next 30 days, you go to a filling station to buy fuel, right? You will give them a portion of that 1 million naira. You will go to a barbing salon to cut your hair. You will give them a portion of that 1 million naira. You will go to a fast food to buy food. You will give them a portion of that 1 million naira. Before you know it, people who have businesses have collected a portion of that your money. Okay? They have all collected a portion of that money. So after 30 days, you're left with like only 20,000 naira. Are you getting my point? So it's not your responsibility to print or make money. No. It is your responsibility to collect money from people legally. So the essence of having a skill is so that when people need that skill or that service, they give you their money, you give them that service. When people need your product, you collect their money and give them that product. So if you produce tiger nut or you're a baker, when people need cake, you collect their money and give them the cake they are looking for or the cake they desire. All right? So that's the first thing you must understand. There is no scarcity of money. There is only scarcity of ideas on how to collect money from people. If Imo State University need money from you, they will not steal from you. How will they get it? They will sell a textbook to you. They will tell you to pay school fees. They will tell you to do clearance. So as you're paying for your clearance, you are paying school fees, you are buying textbook, Imo State University is collecting money from you. So you as an individual, what system have you put in place to collect money from others? That is the essence of having a skill. A skill helps you collect money from others. So now you have learnt that skill, you have to have that foundation in your mind that there is no scarcity of money. So the next thing now is, how can I collect as much money as possible from others? How can I collect it using the skill I have? Okay? So we've said it that there is no scarcity of money. That foundation, we've learned it. All right? The next thing you must understand is, for you to make your first million from your skill, the next question or the next thing you must ask yourself is there anybody making more than me using this skill? If you are a tailor, ask yourself, is there any tailor making more than me? Is there any tailor I know making more than me? If the answer is yes, what do they know that I don't know? When I ventured into real estate in 2017, after a while I was not making sales. My sale was stagnant, but I knew people who were making so much from real estate, as much as 2 million a month, as much as 5 million a month. The first question I asked myself is, these people, is it the same business I'm doing that they are doing? Yes. So I established it that it is the same skill I have that they have. They sell real estate, the same business. The next question I ask myself is this: what is it they are doing that I'm not doing? Okay? So that's one of the questions you must ask yourself. People who are making more than me in this business, with this skill, what is it they are doing that I'm not doing? That's one of the steps in making your first million using the skill you already have. Okay? If there is something they are doing that you're not doing, then there is need for you to study them. Okay? One of the things you must understand that people who are making more than you, one of the things you must understand that they do is this: they have clear goals. That's the next thing you have to write down. The next thing is, they have clear goals about how much they want to make. All right? Very important. If you are a graphics designer, ask yourself, are there other graphics designers making more than me? Are there other graphics designers making more than me? So once you find out there are people making more than you, next thing you need to do is this: set clear goals. Set clear goals. If let's say this is August now, you want to make your first million between now and December, the first thing to do is this: ask yourself, as a tailor, how many clothes do I need to sew to make my first million? The people who are making so much, who are making millions every month from sewing clothes, how much are they charging per cloth? What type of clothes are they sewing? Who are they sewing for? All right? These are questions you need to ask. All right? How much
the people making more than me, how much are they charging for what they are doing? For you to make the moves from your skill, you must understand what the best people in your business are charging. You can't be a graphics designer and every day you're charging 2,500 per design. You're charging 3,000. You can your pathway to making your first million with that amount of money is little. It will be very, very slow. It will be very, very slow. All right? It will be very, very slow. All right? So you must ask yourself, how much should I charge? If you're selling a physical product, how much of that physical product, how much am I selling my physical product? So the next question is, once you ascertain the best amount to charge or sell for your product, the next thing is this. Ask yourself, what quantity of this product do I need to sell to make 1 million? How many of my services do I need to render to make 1 million? If you're a barber and you're charging 1,500 or 1,000 per haircut, ask yourself, how many people do I need to barb? All right? Do I need to employ more people to be barbing in my barbing salon? All right? These are very vital questions to ask. Because if you understand what it will take you to get to your first million, getting there won't be difficult. All right? If you understand what it will take you to get to your first million, getting there won't be difficult. Before I made my first million in real estate, I had a target and I knew how many properties I wanted to sell. I knew how many properties I wanted to sell. I knew the amount I wanted to make per property as commission. So you must know what you are selling. You must be able to know the amount to charge per product or per service you render, how much you're going to make from each product or each service you render. You must know the quantity of product to sell or the quantity of services to render before you make that 1 million. All right? Very, very important. The next question you need to ask yourself is this. Now I know what to sell. Now I know how much to charge. Now I know how many quantity. Now I know the quantity to sell or the quantity of services to render before making my first million. Where can I find my ideal customer? This is one thing a whole lot of people don't know. Where can I find my ideal customer? If you are a tailor, ask yourself, who are my ideal customers and where can I find them? When it comes to business, there are actually 6 places to find customers. Okay? 6 different places to find the customers you're looking for. Whether you're a painter, a tailor, a rector, graphics designer, there are 6 places to find the customers you're looking for. Number 1 is in your church. A whole lot of people don't understand this, but the church is one of the places to find people that will patronize your business. All right? The church is one of the places to find people that will patronize your business. And if you want to penetrate any church setting, just like I always advise people, if you want to get the attention of people in any church, take your product or your service and offer it for free to the pastor, the bishop, the reverend, the priest, whoever that is in charge of that church. Offer your product or service free of charge to them. You know why? When you sew a cloth for free for a pastor and he comes up on stage and tell people, so brother in this church made this cloth for me, please patronize him. It shortens your journey to publicity in that church. I belong to a church of mostly young people, and I can tell you I've made 7 figures in commission selling to people in my church. Why? Because I have positioned myself so close to my pastor that once you mention real estate, he mentions favor to you. All right? So once you share a testimony with him that you have a breakthrough, oh sir, God bless me with so amount of money, he will thank God with you, and the next thing he will tell you is try and buy a property, try and be investing in real estate. Think about it. If you want to buy a land, we have reliable hands in this church, people like Brother Favor and so person. So the church is a massive place to find the ideal customers for your business. Imagine you belong to a church like Winners Chapel, and the branch you belong to have like 5,000 members or 4,000 members, and they know you as like a top-notch baker. Imagine the number of weddings that will be going up in that church, and imagine the number of customers you'll be getting per wedding or per month. So if you belong to a church, ensure as many people as possible know that you have such a skill and you're very good at it. If you are a painter, let people in your church know you're a painter. Whenever painting is mentioned, let your name be the first name. If you are a tailor, let your name be the first name people know in your church when it comes to tailoring. Don't hide yourself. People don't patronize the best around, they patronize the best they know. If nobody knows you, nobody will patronize you. It doesn't matter if you are the best in the world. Publicity is key to making sales. Alright? So if you belong to a church, ensure people know this is what you do. And one of the tricks I teach people about marketing yourself in a church is this. If probably in a week, God bless you with, quite a number of customers in your business, go to church and testify. Write your name for testimony. We want to call you out, tell them, praise God, my name is Brother Chukwemeka Okoro, I'm a painter. I just want to thank God this week that just passed, God gave me the contract of painting 2 duplexes. I've come to return all the glory to him. At the end of the day, my customers loved it and they promised to refer me to other people. I just want to thank God for diligence in my business. To him be all the glory. You share your testimony and go. Without paying, you have already publicized yourself to everybody in that church. So wherever they see you, they know this is Brother Chukwemeka the painter. Alright? Very, very important. I do this a lot in my church. There's nobody in my church that doesn't know I'm into real estate, unless you're a new member. After church, I intentionally collect people's contacts and add them to my WhatsApp. The church is a massive place to push your brand, to push what you do, to push your skill. How can you be a tailor as a woman and you've not made anybody's wedding gown in your church? You've not made anybody's ashebi clothes in your church. What have you been doing? And your church has over 1,000 people as members. You are wasting time. You're not ready to make your first million. Okay? The next place to find your ideal customer is family members. Yes, as simple as it may seem, your family members are powerful people that can patronize you. They say charity begins at home. The thing about family members is that they can patronize you even when you are not good at what you do. So when you are starting, you can use family members to build competence. If you make mistake with their clothes, they will forgive you. You are their brother or you're their sister, so nobody will kill you. So that your cousin that is trying to get married next 2 weeks, you can be the one to sew for them. Alright? Tell them you want to sew for free. Sew their clothes for free. Let their friends come and see you that you're the one that made it. Okay? So church is an amazing place to find the ideal customer. Your family members, not just your brothers and sisters, your cousins, extended family. Alright? The next place is your school. Your school. If you're in the high institution, the university is a massive market. Before I graduated this year, I made lots of sales from my classmates who referred me to their uncles. Some of the girls, their boyfriends are outside the country. I made lots of sales just by making sure the students, my fellow students, got to know that this is what I do, that I'm into real estate. Okay? So if you're a student or you're privileged to be around the student environment, the students or the student environment is a massive market. Is a massive market. If you're a painter, imagine how many students that enter into the university as year one students. Imagine how many rooms you'll be painting, how many hostels you'll be painting, how many people that get new hostels every new section, every new semester. So let's say you charge 15K painting a room, and then in a semester or in a section you're able to paint like about 50 rooms. Check how much you'll be making. And some of these people also refer you to their uncles or their aunties who are building houses. Okay? So the student environment is a massive market. The student environment is a massive market. A very big one. Okay? The next place to find customers, to find people who will patronize you, are the friends of your friends. Okay? I call it leveraging on the friendships you have. Leveraging on the friendships you have. You can call it the power of referral. The power of referral. You see all those little things like, oh, help me repost my flyer on your status. Those things are powerful. Alright? Those things are powerful. So you can leverage on the friends of your friends. If you have 50 friends on your WhatsApp and you tell them, look, I need your help. Can you help me repost my flyer every 2 days for the next 1 month? I don't mind paying you 1K for it. I do this a lot in my business. Alright? Most times I get referrals from the friends of my friends. So let's say I know Obina as my friend, and Obina know like 10 other persons who probably I don't know. So by the time Obina keep reposting my work on his status, one of his friends will ask him, bro, how far? I want to sew suit for my wedding. That guy you always post on your status, can he make my suit? A whole lot of persons have gotten amazing work just by referral, just by asking their friends to repost their flyers or their product on their status. So the friends of your friends are amazing people to work with. Okay? Amazing people to work with. The next place to find customers are the next place to find customers is your workplace. Your workplace. Your workplace. Okay? Your workplace. Don't hide what you do in your workplace. You may be an employee, but yet you can bake. Alright? You can be baking. I know of a company in Owerri. Okay? I know of a company in Owerri. Every month, they bake cake for all their staff born in that month. Every month, they bake cake for all their staff born in that month. So your workplace is an amazing place to, let people know what you do. Okay? Very, very important. Very, very important. Your workplace is an amazing place to let people know what you do. And then the next place, which is the most powerful place to get customers, is social media. This is the most powerful platform to get customers in 21st century market. Social media. Social media. Social media. Okay? So running Facebook ad, bringing people to your WhatsApp is a powerful way to increase your audience. Let me say this. If you must make your first million, you must learn to ensure a large number of people know that your business exists. This is the last thing I'm going to be talking about. Alright? Marketing. 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 I have over 1,000 people on my WhatsApp. Over 1,000 people I send my property to on my WhatsApp. So I understand that the more people know me, the more people that know me, the more people that are likely to do business with me. So to make your first million using the skill that you have, you must ensure that a whole lot of people know you exist. And one of the powerful ways of reaching to so many people is social media. Now, let me tell you how social media works. It's not just about posting every day on Facebook. That is what we call that's what we call channeling traffic. If you're on Facebook and you're a graphics designer, you must understand that being a graphics designer is not enough. You have to run ads that will show people that you're a graphics designer. You can have a package. You can have a package that says, you know, if you're a church, like have a package for churches where they can run 20 flyers for their program in a year for probably instead of for 55K, you can charge them 335 or 3,000. So imagine churches that pay 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 for one flyer, paying you 2,005 each for 20 flyers, and then you have like about 10 churches or 50 churches that come into your WhatsApp to buy into this package. So in the beginning, you may not charge them. You can offer a free service, run ad, target pastors, target church leaders, target churches in your ad. Tell them you are running a free flyer for churches for the next 30 days. A whole lot of pastors will come into your WhatsApp. A whole lot of church leaders will come into your WhatsApp, because some of these churches pay graphic designers to do their flyers for them. So imagine you running graphics design for churches for 30 days free of charge for any of them that have program for the next 30 days. By the time you deliver an amazing work, when that 30 days elapses, if you tell them you will charge them 3,000 or 4,000, they will not say no. Why? People are already commenting on their flyer. So, no matter the skill that you have, if you want to increase your audience, you must learn to bring a whole lot of people into your WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a very powerful place to build an audience that trusts you. Let me say this about social media, because a whole lot of people just come to social media and post. For people to patronize you on social media, first, you must win their trust. You must show you are competent. You must make them like you. And one of the reasons why I recommend WhatsApp is because WhatsApp has the highest opening rate for any social media platform. Okay? People open their WhatsApp more than Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the rest. So, if you have lots of people on your WhatsApp as a teller who see what you do, the clothes you sew, the things you do, you have the tendency of having lots of people patronize you. Alright? There are people that only open their Facebook once a day. Some others open once in 2 days or 3 days. But every day people open their WhatsApp. Every day people open their WhatsApp. So anybody who wants to market any skill, if you're serious about making so much money from your skill, you must learn to take WhatsApp serious. Whether you're a baker, a graphic designer, a tailor, whatever it is you do, you must take WhatsApp very serious. And one of the ways to increase your WhatsApp audience is by finding a way to have a free product you can use to run ads that will bring people to your WhatsApp. For me, in my real estate business, one of the things I do is I organize a free training on how to sell land and houses. I run ads, target people in Owerri, alright? And then they come to my WhatsApp. Once they attend that, before they access that training, they will need to save my number and I will need to save their own. So we now have each other's contact. I send the training to them on WhatsApp. By the time they are done taking the training, they are part of my WhatsApp. So they see my status, they see my properties, they see the things I market. This is one of the ways of increasing your audience. The law of marketing says that if you want to sell to 10, market to 100. If you want to sell to 100, market to 1,000. It's called the law of 10%. In fact, some marketers will tell you it's even the law of 1%. If you want to sell to 1, market to 10. If you want to sell to 100, you have to market to 1 million. So the more people know you, the more people patronize you. You can't have only 50 persons on your WhatsApp, 100 persons on your WhatsApp, and you're wondering why people are not patronizing you as a tailor, why people are not patronizing you as a baker. Nobody know you exist. Out of the whole people in Imo State, only 100 people are on your WhatsApp. So how will the rest of the world, how will the rest of people in Owerri know you are into real estate? All right? So you must learn to grow your audience. If you must make your first million, you must learn to increase the number of people that see what you do. Okay? The next thing you must learn to do is this. Once you've started marketing, you've started increasing your audience, the next thing you must learn to do is this. You must learn to post your reviews on social media. One of the most powerful things people underrate is the power of review. The power of review. If you are a tailor and you sew clothes for people, tell them to, send you a message of what they think about the clothes you made for them. For me, that is into real estate, every time I make a sale, I post the screenshot. I post the credit alert. All right? I post the messages I receive from my clients. So many people will not patronize you until they see that other people are patronizing you. Yes. Yes. A whole lot of people will not patronize you until they see reviews on your social media platform that other people are patronizing you. So you must not joke with your reviews. All right? You must not joke with videos and audios and write-ups people send to you about how they feel with with the service you rendered or the product you sold to them. Always ask for review. Many people were on my WhatsApp for 2-3 years. They only bought from me when they started seeing the reviews from others. When they started seeing screenshots of 6 million, 7 million, 2 million, 3 million. That's when they started buying from me. Alright? So if you don't post reviews, people will know you are good at what you do. So many people don't want to, they don't want you to test run with their money. They don't want you to test run with their clothes as a tailor. They don't want to buy expensive materials and then use it and learn tailoring. They want to see that other people are patronizing you, and they want to see the works you have done for others. Once your work is good and they see reviews, your patronage will increase. All right? So the whole concept of making your first million is about rendering your service or selling your product to as many people as possible. Okay? So that's what this roadmap is all about. We've spoken about having a skill, setting a goal, finding who is the best in your niche. Okay? Asking questions about how to be like the best in your niche. Asking questions of who is making the most with my skill, what are they doing, the most paid in this niche, the most paid in this skill. What are they doing that I'm not doing? Okay? I've spoken about increasing your audience. Increasing your audience. I've spoken about increasing your reviews. Posting your reviews. Very, very important. The last but not the least, Thanksgiving. If you want to make your first million, you must learn to be grateful for where you are. You must learn to be grateful for every sale, for every product you sell, for every service you render. You must be grateful. Gratitude multiplies results. Very important. All right? So this is all we'll be sharing tonight. I try to ensure this class doesn't last more than 1 hour so that we can all have our night to ourselves. If you learned anything, drop it in the comment section. I'll be glad to receive your questions in my WhatsApp inbox. Okay? If you're online and you're blessed and you got value tonight, please let me see it in the comment section. Just write in the comment section, I got value, I got value, I got value. All right? I got value, I got value, I got value. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Next week we'll go again on another topic. Keep pushing. We will not waste our 20s. The best is yet to come. Believe me, I've seen lots of results in my 20s, and I tell you, this result is possible. Buying my first car, buying my first property, getting married, having my own apartment, sending my parents to an all-expense paid vacation, training myself all, like from 300 level down to school, down to final year and graduating. A whole lot of things I've done in my 20s. This result is possible, and it will certainly come our way. Okay? Thank you so much. I believe in you now and always. Love you all.